Hi everyone, me again in sunny Smyrna, Georgia. As you can see, I got my buddy Steve with me today. He and I are out riding around. My lovely wife is at work. She's probably be getting into San Diego here pretty soon. And we thought we'd go out and get a ride while she's gone. You know, the boys will play when the girl's away. So we're out having a good time. I thought I'd tell you about some of the stuff that's going on at the Smith Hacienda down the southern hacienda, not the northern one up in North Carolina. But you know, when you retire, you think, you know, you're going to take it easy, do the things you want to do, have a great time. But you know, those little chores still, you know, are still there. They're things you just have to do, and things that my lovely wife gets me into that I don't really know that I can do until I've done them. And I just had a recent episode of that. My wife is very, very good about finding a bargain. She's a big time yard sailor, and she loves to do that. And she finds all kinds of bargains. We haven't been much lately, but we used to go every Saturday morning. We'd go out, and I'd usually hang out in the car and just relax. She'd be just looking for bargains all over the place. And it worked out real well. But lately she's been getting on a website, a local website where people put all the stuff they want to sell. And her kitchen sink has been was she said poorly installed, and it wasn't caulked right, and it was porcelain, but it had some metal framing in it, and somehow it cracked or something. Water got in there and it's begun to rust, and the rust has split all the porcelain on one side about as wide as your hand. It just popped off one day, and that's been bugging the heck out of her. So she was on the website and she saw this guy was selling a sink, a double kitchen sink, porcelain, with fixtures, a really nice fixture she likes, with the, you know, little thing that pulls out, you can spray and all that. $60. And she said, I just couldn't turn it down. And I said, well, I don't blame you, that's really nice. So we went and met the guy, and he and I both picked it up, and he complained that it was heavy. And I realized that it wasn't really light, but I didn't think it was heavy, but he complained it was heavy, and I figured, hell, he put it in the car by himself, and I know that's why he thinks it is. So we set it in the car. I got it home, and between the two of us, we managed to wrestle it out of my car and into the living room, and just set it behind the sofa for the time being, so I could look at the fixtures and see what we need compared to what's under the sink and all that. You know, not all sinks are the same. Some of these fittings are different. So my lovely wife, the very next day, went off on one of her you know, flights across the country. And when she came home, the new sink was in place, ready to go, working. And I was exhausted. And she was amazed. She said, I expected it to sit there for 6 months behind the sofa before we ever put it in. And I said, no, I decided I'd get to it. I got lucky. Most of the fittings were the same. Only had to go get two new feed lines for it so that they would work. And a little bit of caulk, and it worked great. I've got her caulked in, got her in there, and I'll show you pictures. I'll put some pictures in here before and after and all that stuff. But let me tell you, that sucker, I don't know how much it weighed. And, you know, I'm getting old. It probably didn't weigh 60 pounds, but when you've got a whole 60 pounds with your fingertips over the hole that's just barely small enough so it won't fall down in there. And it several times it tried to jump down inside there with me, and I had to wrestle it back out. But to be able to do that with fresh caulk all the way around it and set her down in there and get it just like where you want it, man, that'll wear your butt out. Now, I was smart. I didn't pick it up from the floor. I've got a hand truck, and I set it on that. That got it a good foot off the floor for me already. So it wasn't that big of a lift up to the sink top. And but got her in there, and daggum, it didn't leak a bit, not one bit. The original fitting, the fitting where it goes into the wall on the main drain line, dripped a little bit, but that was just a loose clamp. I got that fixed, and man, that was the easiest thing I ever did. And boy, did I get the honeydew points for that. Oh my goodness. She is still tickled to death on that. And she tells me all the time what a good husband I am. See guys, it doesn't take a lot to please your woman. At my age, it's getting a lot harder to please my woman. But we're still newlyweds, just coming up on 5 years here in May. And if you don't think that's newlyweds, be married to somebody for 20 years and tell me. Anyway, that's all I got on that. Steve and I are just enjoying the day. If you've had any projects like that that your wife's got you in trouble on, let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.